Good morning, students. Today I am going to start a new topic, that is Ohm's law and the limitations of the Ohm's law under this chapter 3, current electricity, and this is episode number 3, which is in continuation with the episode number 2. And this Ohm's law, regarding this Ohm's law, it is given by a great scientist Ohms, and this is a fundamental law of electricity. Mind it, this is a fundamental law of electricity, but this is not a fundamental law of nature because of some reasons. This is a fundamental law of electricity and this is not a fundamental law of nature because this law doesn't hold good in most of the cases. And now coming to the point, this Ohm's law states that when the physical conditions like temperature, mechanical strain are kept constant, then the current flowing through a conductor, is directly proportional to the always directly proportional to the potential difference across the two ends, proportional to the potential difference across the two ends of a conductor. So this is the Ohm's law. And according to this Ohm's law, that is V is directly proportional to I, or we can say V is equal to, if we remove this sign of proportionality, then V is equal to IR, and this is equation number 1, and where R is the resistance of the conductor, and the value of resistance R depends upon the dimension of the conductor. R is the resistance of the conductor, and R depends upon the dimensions of the conductor, and the second one is the nature of the conductor, and third one is the physical conditions, Now the resistance R, one important thing is that since V is equal to IR, or R is equal to V upon I, and this R does not depend upon V and R does not depend upon I. Since conductor is said to obey Ohm's law linearly, or if we plot a graph as shown in the figure, this Ohm's law conductor is said to be obey the Ohm's law linearly, or if we plot a graph between V and I, that is potential difference and the current, then the graph will be a straight line as shown in the figure. This is the straight line between the graph velocity is taken at x-axis and current is taken as y-axis, and this is VI graph. This is a straight line. Such a conductor which obeys Ohm's law are known as ohmic conductors. Those conductors which obey Ohm's law are known as ohmic conductors or ohmic resistance. But those conductors which do not obey the Ohm's law are known as non-ohmic conductors or non-ohmic resistance. Now the next is the limitations. Limitations of Ohm's law. So there are some limitations of the Ohm's law. Ohm's law is not a fundamental law of nature, and the first limitation is that potential difference may vary non-linearly with the current. So first limitation is that in some of the cases the potential difference may not vary linearly with the current, and the graph between the V and I, as shown in the graph, the graph between the V and I is shown in the as in the figure. So this dotted line shows the this dotted line shows that it should be a linearly and straight line, but in some cases it is a curved like structure and which does not obey the Ohm's law. So this is the first limitation, and this happens because of heating effect of the electric current. So due to the increase in the current, the kinetic energy of the free electrons present in the conductor will increase, and resulting in the increase in the number of collisions between the free electrons and the atoms of the conductors present there in the conductor, and which results in increase in the friction between them, and due to this friction the heat is produced. This is known as the heating effect of the electric current. Again, due to rise in the heat, the temperature of the conductor will increase, and due to increase in the temperature, the resistance of the conductor will increase. So even if the temperature is kept constant, in case of some cases, some conductors, the resistance increases with the increase in the current. So the resistance increases with the increase of current. That's why a curved like structure is obtained, and that's why it does not obey the Ohm's law. And the second limitation is the variation of current with potential difference V may not depend the sign of the potential difference may depend upon the sign of the potential difference applied. So in some cases the current may depend upon the sign of the potential. Suppose this is the x-axis, this is y-axis, this is positive x-axis, this is negative x-axis, this is positive y-axis, this is negative y-axis, and this is when we are looking at this point. So this is the negative potential, and here the graph between the V and I will be like this, and after reaching the origin, the graph between the V and I will increase like that. So the current may depend upon the sign of the potential difference. So this is also the limitations. And the example, if I is the current of a certain voltage and reversing the direction of the V, keeping its magnitude fixed, does not produce a current of the same magnitude as I in the opposite direction. So this happens in the case of diode. Now the third limitation is the current may decrease or increase on increasing the potential difference. So as we increase the potential difference, the current will increase in some of the cases. So in some of the conductors like GaAs in some of the conductors like GASS, the portion AB of the graph, this is the portion AB, this portion AB of the graph as shown in the figure shows the current I increases on decreasing the potential. So this, when we decrease the potential, the current is increasing. So this is also, and this is also the limitations of the Ohm's law. This portion corresponds to the negative resistance region of the semiconductors. Now coming to the resistivity. So what is this resistivity? Now next point, resistivity. What is this resistivity? So what is this resistivity? The resistance of a conductor depends upon the following factors. Resistance R is directly proportional to the length. This is length of the conductor, and resistance R is inversely proportional to the area of the cross section of the conductor. This is equation first and this is equation 2 and second, and on combining these equations we will get that R is proportional to L upon A, and when we remove this sign of constant of proportionality we will get R is equal to rho L upon A, and this rho is the resistivity. This rho is the resistivity. This is equation number 3. So from equation number 3, if we calculate the value of rho, that is resistivity, this rho is equal to Ra upon L, and where rho is the constant known as the electrical resistivity or specific resistance. So we may call it as a resistivity or specific resistance of the conductor. And resistivity depends upon the resistivity depends upon two factors, that is nature of the material of the conductor, nature of material of conductor, nature of material of conductor, and the second is the temperature of the material, temperature of the material. And if L is equal to 1, suppose if we put in this equation, if we put L means length of the conductor is 1 meter and area of cross section of the conductor is 1 meter square, then from this equation number 3, we will get R is equal to rho. So if the resistance will be equal to the resistivity when we are taking a conductor of length 1 meter and area of cross section 1 meter square, and hence the resistivity or specific resistance of the material of the conductor will be equal to the resistance when the length of the conductor is 1 meter and the area of cross section of the conductor is 1 meter square. And now the unit of resistivity, that is rho, and from the equation R is equal to rho L upon A, we can get this R is equal to, this rho is equal to Ra upon L, and area means length into length, so R into L divided by L will cancel, so rho is equal to RL, rho is equal to RL. So the unit of resistivity will be, the unit of resistance is ohm and the unit of length is meter, so the unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Now coming to there are some points. Now there are some the resistivity for the substance, and it shows that the electrical resistivity of resistance varies over a very wide range as given in table. So material, here we have shown the material, and here it is resistivity at 0 degree centigrade in ohm meter. So this table shows that the lowest resistivity is in case of conductor, that is in case of silver. Silver is having the lowest resistivity, and which is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. And then it comes, this is in the increasing order. So this is the lowest, and step by step it is increasing, and the highest resistivity is of fused quartz or rubber, which is equal to the 10 to the power 16 ohm meter. So now coming to the next point, that is the factors affecting the resistivity. So now what are the factors which affects the electrical resistivity? As I have told you, the resistivity depends upon the nature of the material of the conductor and the temperature. So this is the mathematical proof of the factors affecting the electrical resistivity. As if an electrical field E, suppose E is the electrical field which is applied across the conductor, two ends of the conductor, then the drift velocity, this drift velocity is given by Vd is equal to E into capital E upon m into tau, where Vd is the drift velocity, tau is the average relaxation time, and n is the electron density, and m is the mass of electron, and E is the electrical field, and small e is the charge on one electron. Now the current flowing through the conductor due to drift electrons is given by I is equal to N A Vd, that is drift velocity, into E. Now on substituting the value of Vd in this equation, if we substitute the value of Vd and we will take the value of Vd over from here, then this I is equal to Na, and this is E into capital E upon m into tau and small e, and this will give Na E square into E into tau divided by m. So this is equation number 1 for these factors affecting the electrical resistivity. Now if V is the potential difference applied across the two ends of the conductor, as we know that E is equal to minus dV upon dx, or the electrical field is equal to the minus of potential gradient. This dV upon dx is the potential gradient. So we can write over here that E is equal to V upon L. This is the potential gradient which is equal to the electrical field. And on putting the value of E in equation number 1, if we put the value of E in this equation number 1, then we will get this I is equal to Na E square into V into tau divided by m into L, and V upon I will be equal to m L divided by N E square into tau into A. As we know that V upon I is equal to R, this V upon I is equal to R, so we can put R in place of V upon I. So that's R is equal to m into L divided by N E square tau into A. And R is equal to, we know that R is equal to rho L upon A, as I have already calculated. Then R is equal to rho L upon A. R is equal to rho L upon A. This is equation number 2, and this is equation number 3. And on comparing these two equations, comparing this equation number 2 and 3, what we will get, this rho is equal to m upon n E square and tau. So this is equation number 4, and this from this equation it is clear that what is the first point from this equation. This equation clearly shows that the rho is inversely proportional to 1 upon n, where n is the electron density, and or we may say that number of free electrons per unit volume of the conductor. Since the n depends upon the nature of the material, so resistivity of a conductor depends upon the nature of the material. Since this n depends upon the nature of the material, that's why the resistivity depends upon the nature of the material. If n, the number of electrons, the electron density will be high, the resistivity will be low. And the second one, from this equation it is clear that this rho is inversely proportional to the 1 upon tau, where tau is the relaxation time. So this is equation number 5 and this is equation number 6. From equation number 6 it is clear that the resistivity is inversely proportional to the tau, which is the relaxation time. So, and the value of tau decreases with the increase in the temperature, and this value tau, the value of tau will be decrease with the increase in the temperature of the conductor. So tau is inversely proportional to the 1 upon temperature of conductor. And from equation number 6 and 7, this is equation number 7. From this 6 and 7 it is clear that this resistivity is directly proportional to the temperature. This resistivity is directly proportional to the temperature of the conductor. So if we increase the temperature of the conductor, resistivity will also increase, and if we decrease the temperature of the conductor, the resistivity will decrease. So conductor and conductivity, the 2 points which are very important, that is conductor and conductivity. As we know that